Hey, Paul James here. In this video, I'm going to show you how we go and pull the review. And also, this is, prospecting. This is kind of mixed into one because it's kind of the same thing. Once I prospect and I find the review, the bad review, then I pull a screenshot right away from it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go onto a review site like Yelp. You can also use any other review site that you find. I'll show you another one that I like to use often. But with the review portal method, which is how you're going to fix their bad reputation, it ties in with any site. So, you can look at any kind of other site that you want. It really doesn't matter. So we'll just use Yelp for this example, though. And normally what I do is I pop in here and I type in, whatever I'm interested in working with. If it's a restaurant near, we'll do Wisconsin Dells, and we'll hit search. And what I like to do is a lot of times these sites will let you sort by the rating. So I'm going to sort by highest rated, and then I'm going to go to the last page because that's going to be like the lower ratings. Okay, and their filters aren't all that great. It still is showing like some stuff with higher ratings, but if you go into them, it's likely that you're going to find bad reviews in there, which means obviously they still need your help. So here's the one that I used in the letter example. Basically, you would just click on it, and then you just go through and start looking at their reviews. Okay, so here's a bad one. Let's see. Not delicious, and I think a frozen burrito would have tasted the same. There's just tons of bad ones in here. Here's a 1-star rating. Nothing authentic about the place. Another bad one. Another bad one. So you get the point. When you start to see a listing like this and there's like more than like 3 bad reviews, or if they don't have many reviews and there's even just 1 bad review, they definitely need your help. Okay, so I think if you just use common sense on whether they need your help or not, you'll be fine. Because just think, if this were you and you came and read these reviews, would you go and use this company? And if your answer to that is no, you wouldn't, then they need your help. All right, so then what I do from this point is I just like screenshot this. So I'm on a Mac and I just use Command-Shift+4, and that will let me, draw my little screenshot here. But if you're not on a Mac, you can use a Windows, and you can do, there's a print screen button that should be like right next to your delete key. And then you can go into Microsoft Paint and press Control+V, and that'll paste your screenshot in Microsoft Paint and let you crop it and stuff. But a much easier method is just to use Jing. Okay, this is a free download, and they'll let you screen capture like anything you want. So, and there's a Mac and a Windows version of it. So I'm going to download it and just show you how it works really quickly. Okay, I'm installing it right now. All right, there it is. Let's open it up. Okay, so let's hit get started. Okay, so you'll want to create an account and then sign in it, which you just saw in that pop-up box. The account is free to create, and I already have one, so I just signed into mine. But what's going to happen is it's going to put this little yellow thing at the top of your screen, and when you click it, there'll be this little plus sign, and you're going to click that, and now you can see it puts this little crosshair on my screen, and it's going to let you drag across the review that you want to screenshot, just like that. So you can go ahead and capture the image, and now we have it, and we're going to save it. So we'll just hit this little save button here, and if you want, you can draw on this and highlight things if you want. I'm going to show you about that in a different video, but just know, like, there's some things you might want to point out, like these useful numbers down here. You might want to point out their 1-star rating on this review. But so those are things you could do here on the screenshot, but I usually like to do it afterwards. So I'm going to hit save, and I'll just save this to my desktop. Just say review, the name of the place, and we're going to hit save. Okay, so now we can take our letter okay. And you can just take my same screenshot, right click it, hit change picture, and then select the new review that you went. And mine is obviously the same, so it didn't replace it with anything, but yours will replace. And there you have it. And if you're going to do this in email, I mean, it's the same process. You'll just, copy and paste this into an email and then drop your image in. I typically like to use Gmail because they just make it easy. So I'll pop it open so that we can see here. Okay, so I've pulled open my email here just to show you how I would do this. So I'm going to grab all this information, paste it in there just like that, and right here is where we're going to drop the picture in. So I just use this little option here, the insert photo thing. We're going to hit upload, and we're going to drag the photo from the desktop, drop it in, and there it is. So if you do the email version, it's helpful to highlight anything that you might want to point out in this review ahead of time. But the direct mail version, which I'll show you in the next video, I like to just write it with pen. So this is basically it. I like to send these from a personal email address. Not necessarily personal, but just using like your first and last name or something like that, rather than using a business. And again, it's because we're going to put your business report card or something like that in the subject line. So I don't want it to come off as a sales pitch. All right, so that's how we prospect. That's how we screenshot the review, and how we start setting up the solicitation for the service.